And now for our feature presentation.
What it do? You are watching the Screen Legends podcast. I'm your boy, Man Turner.
This is Young Zeke.
Zeke.
And this is AT. AT right here.
The guy behind the camera.
Man, okay. Today's episode.
So what you got lined up for us, Mr. Zeke, man? What are we talking about today?
Just in the, I felt like in the, holiday spirit, we should choose a classic.
Okay.
So I chose Home Alone.
Instead
Home
of
Alone?
Die Hard,
Home Alone.
right? No Die Hard. It's a Christmas movie, right? It's a big debate.
yeah.
The debate's still out. I mean,
Yeah.
in my opinion, I'm a huge Bruce Willis fan, so I'm a holiday it up. It's a Christmas movie. But yeah, man. Home Alone. Okay.
Yes. It was a 1990 comedy, family comedy, for sure.
For sure.
But you know what I loved about the comedies?
Written by John Hughes.
You remember, or you know what I like about the family comedies of like the 90s?
What?
What's that?
Is that they still had a hint of, it was almost like they were PG-13.
Sure.
Even if they were PG, they felt like they still had that good adult humor and then like kick in the nuts violence.
I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like they adjusted the rating, like what qualifies to be. Like I feel like a PG-13 movie back then might damn near be a rated R movie now.
For sure, because a lot of it is smoking or drinking. They used to have that in cartoons.
Yeah,
and
now
stuff.
they even put it on the warnings.
and
Like
even guns and stuff. They can't have guns and stuff. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so Home Alone is dear to my heart. Starring Macaulay Culkin. You got Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern.
Yup.
Don't forget his brother.
Catherine
O'Hara,
O'Hara,
yeah.
from Beetlejuice.
Kieran
Culkin, yeah.
Fuller. He wets the bed.
Yeah.
Hey, he turned out to be a decent little young actor. He's in this
Yeah.
movie called Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's a great movie.
Wasn't he was in Igby Goes Down? That was another one I think he
I
did.
believe so.
Oh man, I ain't seen that. Is that a
Also,
cartoon?
no, it's like he was selling drugs or something. He's like a drug dealer.
Igby Goes Down.
But so let's get into it. So
Yeah.
Home Alone is basically a story about a family that was going to go to Europe for Christmas vacation and basically accidentally left their kid at home.
In the massive chaos, they left his ass in the attic because he was tearing up shit.
Yeah.
Like
He was a
like,
badass little kid. So I definitely not
like,
really.
He was just misunderstood,
He misunderstood.
man. Misunderstood, man.
I don't know, man.
He in a house with 15 people, man. He was like one of the young, like, man.
Let
he
me
like
just
the
say
ultimate
this.
middle child situation.
For real.
going
Let
on.
me just say this. Me and my co-writer homie James,
All right.
we wrote a Macaulay Culkin, or not Macaulay, a Home Alone-esque episode of the show Cool Cat that we were doing with Charlie Sheen
Yeah.
Okay.
back in like 2016. And we had the thought, is Macaulay Culkin or Kevin McAllister
Yeah.
a psychopath?
That's a good
Is
question.
is he a killer? I mean, he didn't kill obviously in the thing, but
It's a good question.
or is he not? Because I mean, he was a child. He was 8 years old in the
Yeah.
movie. His character,
Yeah.
and everything he did. Granted, this was a PG movie, I believe, or
Nah, I'm
PG-13.
sure it's PG-13. Who knows?
Uh,
Who remembers that?
Everything that he did to the
To the
guys
robbers, yeah.
would kill somebody in real life.
Literally.
But see, okay,
PG,
but you got to
it's
think
PG.
about it like this. He's a child mind. All of those were cartoon. If you think about it from this perspective, from his child mind, all that are Acme cartoon, Looney Tunes
No,
type
for
deal.
sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
Definitely.
like slipping on cars, you know what I'm saying? Busting your ass. Like he was Looney Tunes the shit out their ass. You know, he was Bugs Bunny. Or nah, what is it?
it's Bugs Bunny.
Oh, like
Tom and Jerry?
Nah. He was a successful Wile E. Coyote to two terrible Roadrunners. You hear me? Basically, you know what I mean? Like,
That's
if you think
fucking
about it
true.
in that aspect, like, damn, y'all niggas dark. Like,
To
was
be
he a
honest,
psychopath?
yeah.
Like,
Well, if he was a
time out.
psychopath,
All
he
he
would have done it
wanted
to
was
his
some
family.
cheese pizza, man.
You
Let's
know?
be clear, man. All my homie
Well,
wanted was some cheese pizza, man.
If you remember at the beginning, when all this happened, you know, after the pizza thing and everything, when she marches him up to the attic,
Yeah.
he's like, I wish I never had a family. And she's like, oh, wouldn't that be so sad if you really meant that? Maybe if you say it again, it'll come true. And he's like, yeah.
Like,
Maybe that was the start.
I wish I'd never see any of you all again.
I'm just saying,
And
maybe
he went to
that
bed.
would have been the start of his psychopathness.
And we just
down to-
missed it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's
Like,
crazy.
I like that. Like, that whole beginning scene sets up his character, though. Like, that whole little moment in chaos at the house. Because there's a part where when they take him upstairs. Oh, no, this is before the pizza scene. This is when he's trying to get someone to help him pack his suitcase.
Oh, yeah.
And he has his little fit on the stairs like, man, I can't wait to be grown. I swear everyone's had this. If you ain't never had this feeling, you don't have siblings. This is it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where he's like, when I get grown, I'm living alone. I'm living alone. Now watch this. Watch this. Who do you live with?
I live alone.
Who do you live with?
I live by myself.
Manny, who do you live with? I live alone.
And you know what's funny is I was the young brother of my family, and I
Right.
felt like that. Even my brothers and sisters, dude. There were times because I know I was a little shit. I
Yeah.
know I was a little shit.
Yeah.
That's why I relate so much to his character.
Yeah.
That's why I think he might be a psychopath.
Nah.
But
What?
'Cause you're a
What?
psycho- Are you
Let's
revealing?
talk about
Hold
something.
up.
Hold on.
Is he peeling back
Yeah,
layers
yeah.
one
I
guess
episode at a time?
But I was always picked on by my siblings as well. And
Yeah,
in the
me too.
movie,
It's
in the
natural.
movie, they're all and you know what I didn't realize? I thought a lot of those besides Bud, was it Bud? It was his older brother? Buzz.
Yeah.
Besides him, I didn't realize he had another brother and two sisters. I thought they were just cousins of his. But if you look in the family picture, there's 4 kids and then the 2 parents. And it's the
Yeah,
tall redhead. And then the
Yeah.
2 sisters, but they're all the kids that were upstairs making fun of him for not packing his suit.
Those were his cousins.
When they were in
No,
the
they
room?
were in the family picture of just their main.
So yeah, the oldest
family.
brother I believe was his brother. The sister, the two that were in the
blonde
hallway.
and the brown
Yeah,
head.
the
They're
two
both
that
the-
were in the
both his
hallway were
sisters.
like, what did I tell him? You told him to pack his own suitcase. Them two are his older brother and sister. Yeah, him.
Yeah,
and-
there's the redheaded tall boy.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
a disease, and then the one that goes, "You're what the French like to call a laissez competent."
Yeah. So
Bro, where did that gene come from?
what G?
The redhead gene.
Well, his
in their
mom was
family.
redhead.
Was she?
Catherine
yeah.
O'Hara's redhead.
It looks
Yeah.
dyed though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a
I
movie,
think that's
dude.
her hair,
I
but
guess
that's
so.
her hair color and all her, and she's
Yeah,
that color in
yeah,
Beetlejuice as well.
Definitely.
She's hot.
But yeah, she's
Oh,
a
man.
great
I'd
actress.
kiss her.
Oh, man, relax.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. You know, one thing I just realized because I just rewatched it, last night just to get ready for the podcast. And what I noticed, and I never noticed before, was when he got into a fight over the cheese pizza and he pushes Buzz into the whatever and knocks the milk and all that
to the
over.
little island and the
Yeah.
milk. Yeah.
When they're cleaning it up, his dad is wiping stuff down and he throws away Kevin McAllister's ticket.
Yeah, he mixes it in because the napkins are red and the ticket covers red also.
So no matter what,
yeah, he wasn't
going to he wasn't going to France.
It's over with.
So like, what would have happened if he actually made the flight?
To the airport?
Yeah, they're like, sorry, sir, we without a ticket. I mean,
They
I
would've
guess
blamed him for it too. Kevin, you
Yeah.
lost your plane ticket?
Yeah.
Where's your ticket and your
Bro,
passport?
they would have just left him there. They would have just left him at the airport.
it would have been his mom stayed with him and she'd be pissed the whole time because they had to take another flight. They're like,
And then she's gonna be like, "I wish I never had a family."
But they wasn't even tripping though, because the flight to Paris sucked. Like they were complaining.
This is another thing.
They were
How did the guy afford to fly out? It was
so
14 or 15
15 people. So it wasn't. Okay, so two things. They never disclose what
Mr.
Mr. McAllister dad does. What they say, he's a businessman.
Yeah.
And his brother, if you remember when he's talking to Joe Pesci when he's dressed up like a cop,
Yeah, he's
right?
like, oh, am I arrested?
Right. So if you remember that conversation that he has with him, he says, yeah, we're going to Paris. My brother got transferred to Paris last year, and we're bringing him his kids. And he bought us all a plane ticket to fly us all to Paris to bring him his kids.
So those kids were probably his cousins. Then the
one, because remember, because also in that Joe Pesci scene, the kids, he walks by one of the girls and he goes, hey, are your parents here? And she goes, my parents are in France. My parents live in France. It was like a blow-by scene because they're all walking by, and Joe Pesci, when he's dressed up like a cop, he tries to stop the girl whose dad is in Paris. Yeah. He goes, is your dad here? My dad's in Paris, and she keep rolling on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Another couple kids walk by, and he goes, is your dad here? Yes. Does he own this house? No. And that's talking about Uncle Uncle Rick or whatever his name was.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
That guy was an asshole, man.
You know what's funny is Kelsey Grammer was almost cast for that part.
For what part?
For Uncle Frank.
Uncle Frank? Kelsey Grammer?
Kelsey Grammer. Mm-hmm. I don't know, though. That guy played it really well.
Yeah, Frasier.
That's hilarious. I couldn't see Kelsey Grammer.
Nah. It needed that weird-looking guy to play that.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, there's so many intricacies with that movie. I'm glad you chose that movie, bro. But yeah, so
Mr. McAllister.
Mr. McAllister, his brother paid for the flight, but he would still have bread also. So
that house was enormous.
I'm finna tell you, I'm glad you, boy, get out my brain. Get out my brain,
Get out of there, you little sicko.
If you go on Google, they have this shit called inflation calculator. Yeah. And they say that house was worth about $300,000 in 1990 because it's in the northern suburbs of Chicago. All the real estate's expensive out there. You know what I'm saying? So back in 1990. That house is worth about $300,000. In 2024, that house is worth almost $700,000, bro.
How though? That house has to be millions.
Inflation.
No, I'm saying like
more. You're adding because of its novelty. Because
no. I'm talking about in general. That house looks way more than a $700,000
the neighborhood
house. But I guess it just depends what neighborhood it's in.
Yeah, exactly. The neighborhood,
because that looks like a multi-million-dollar home.
It's worth $700,000. That's still fucking over double.
No, for sure.
So Manny, I got a question. Have you ever visited that place? I mean, you're from Chicago.
Nah, man. So I didn't know until I was older that shit was real. You know because
that movie came out when we were 4 or 5. I was 4.
I was 6. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so fucking, and when I was 6, I actually lived in England. I didn't even live in the country.
Yeah, but going back.
But I never thought that shit was. You know what I mean? I didn't know until I was older. Like, damn, this actual house. Yeah, it wasn't a real house. Yeah.
It's
a fucking.
No
it's a real corner store. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that's set is the inside. Like all the inside shots, that's a set. Actually, at a high school in a place right outside of Chicago.
What inside was a high school? The inside of the actual house?
Yeah.
So none of that was actually filmed. That was just the outside of a random house.
No. Well, the house wasn't random.
No, I mean, you get what I'm saying though. Like,
there's scenes.
So what we're seeing of inside the house is inside a gym.
Yeah,
it's inside of a fucking gym. The school.
I mean, that's that movie magic.
The school's called New Tier. It's in like the outside suburbs of Chicago, man. They use that whole school. As a matter of fact, that school's been used in a couple movies. Ferris Bueller and The Breakfast Club.
That's crazy. School. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Two fucking classics.
Same school.
Same person, right? John Hughes.
Yeah, he's a fucking bro. So I was thinking about this shit philosophically. So much of your mind is shaped by what you watch, right?
Yeah, of course.
Imagine spending almost your whole formative years, that little decade between turning 6 to about 12, and all the movies. That's all you did
besides
Yeah. But
besides
they're all
going out and
written
doing
by the
activities.
same fucking person.
Yeah.
So now your pop culture psyche is essentially based off of one writer's ideas. Cause these motherfucker between John Hughes, the writer and producer of this movie, and the director Chris Columbus, man, if you were born in the 80s up until 95, there's a 85-90% chance your pop culture movie psyche is shaped by them two dudes. Like, they made a shit ton of movies, bro.
National Lampoons.
All of them. All of them. He wrote all of them. They wrote fucking Adventures of Babysitting. Ain't that one of your jams?
No.
I thought you said you liked Adventures of Babysitting.
It was funny, but I don't think we ever even talked about it.
Yeah,
It was
I'm
the first
saying
time
in
I think
general,
I've ever.
I
It's a
thought
good movie though.
Yeah, I thought
it's
I heard
funny. What he did? He did what he did.
He did look, let me say he did so many movies. The Breakfast Club.
He did
like
16 Candles.
Said. 16 Candles, all that Molly Shannon shit.
Yeah.
Weird Science.
Dude, I fucking loved Weird Science.
He
That's a
wrote
good
Weird
movie.
Science.
Weird Science.
Chris, the director, Chris Columbus, he wrote Gremlins.
Oh damn.
Todd Hughes wrote fucking The Goonies.
Oh.
Damn.
Wrote Uncle Buck. He
Uncle
wrote
Buck.
Uncle Buck. John Hughes.
John Hughes wrote Uncle Buck. That's where he got the idea for Home Alone.
Some of the best fucking movies ever made.
In the 80s.
Yeah, I mean that's my bag though. I love
Man, mine
80s
too.
and early 90s.
Mine too, man. Mine too, bro.
But that's because that's what molded our brains for what
we like. Yeah, I guess.
for sure.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, he definitely wrote Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
That's where he got the idea for Home Alone, because Macaulay Culkin and,
was in it,
John
yeah.
Candy.
Well,
That's
we got it.
uncle and nephew.
I already got he
There's a
had the
fact.
idea of like he was like taking a trip across
Yep, exactly.
like doing a Christmas vacation
Yeah.
across things, and he thought of it on the plane or something like that.
What if one of my
and then he
kids
wrote
left
it.
behind?
Yeah, and he wrote
Yep.
it in like 7 days
Yeah,
or some shit.
9 days,
yeah.
Or 9 days.
That's crazy, bro. You wrote a fuck like.
I
Like
mean,
that,
I'm
when
a
it
writer.
rolls-
I've
when it-
written scripts a bunch, but I ain't never written no script in
When
9
you do
days.
it like that, that's how you know it's meant, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when shit come out so smoothly and like I heard, didn't Stephen King write The Shining in like such a short span of time or something like that?
I
Like-
mean, he had to, right? Think of how many books that motherfucker's written.
Oh, dude.
Like, I think they said he wrote The Shining in like a weekend after spending the weekend at some crazy hotel, and he smashed out The Shining.
But okay, so
crazy.
let's jump into Home Alone. So, what? I guess this is I don't know how far this is going down the line, but what was your favorite fuckery of his in the movie? Like against?
The thing that he fucked him over with the
Yeah.
most. Shit, man, I don't know.
when you say that, what do you mean?
Like his little traps, his devices to take down Merv and was it Harry?
Marvin,
Harry?
Yeah, the Wet Bandits.
Also known as the Sticky Bandits.
And they were the Wet Bandits, why? Because they'd like clog everybody's drains and leave the water running.
Yeah.
Marv,
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
He said, "You're sick. You know that? You're sick."
He's like, I want to leave my mark.
We're the Wet
Come on,
Bandits.
come on.
And these fools were good.
yeah.
They were definitely good, like scoping out like how he was, where
You
he
know
goes
how
every.
bold you
he-
have to be
Yeah.
to dress up like a cop and go into someone's home and ask them questions face to face to see when and where they're gonna be, so you can
Yeah.
like, bro, you know how bold you
And he
have
did
to
it to
be?
every family that left on that block because he knew exactly when the lights would turn on.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
hit that hoe,
and now.
Yeah.
And he got a good idea. Like, he said there's robberies in the neighborhood and stuff. So, like, that's a good way to
Oh
kind of,
yeah, and that's
go
what he
in.
did. He did because they went to go check out the house when
Yeah,
Kevin was
yeah,
there alone,
yeah.
and he was in the kitchen. And as soon as he went to the back door, he turned on the movie. Was it Angels with Filthy Souls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was angels with filthy clothes.
What?
But yeah, so he thought it was like some mobster shit going down or some kind of thing.
Snakes.
He's like, we could use that.
Yeah, that's some rad ass niggas, bro. So they was potential. Like, think about the complexity of that conversation. We should hang around. Okay, you think you just heard someone get gunned down in there, right? Yeah. Okay, we should hang around and see who potentially did it. So if we get caught down the line for robbing this neighborhood, we can throw the cops a bone
Yeah.
to get off on these robberies by telling them about a murder. You know how grimy
Yeah,
that
but
is,
the
bro?
thing is, though, is that here's the problem with that. If there is no evidence of, you know what I mean, or whatever.
What part?
If there is no evidence of the said murder, if it was an actual murder,
then
they would more than likely go down for that murder because they got caught in the same week, same neighborhood in the same time frame. They'd go down for it. They would go down for sure.
I mean, if they found out there are other crimes and stuff, and they're like, oh, just get these guys off the street,
Hey man, let's talk about that for a second. Marvin and Harry, they were not jokes, bro. Like, they were low-level criminals, but they were willing to follow a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
They were willing to dress
by
like
the
police.
end, killed the little kid.
Chase him down the street.
Bite off his little fingers one by one.
Like, he actually bit his finger in the movie, Joe Pesci.
Oh,
he actually bit Macaulay Culkin's finger,
That's hilarious.
It's crazy.
But what's crazy? What's even crazier, and we won't get into it because this is Home Alone 1 and not Home Alone 2, but by Home Alone 2, they were going to murder him.
Oh, yeah, they upped it
They're like, we're killing this kid.
Yeah.
Like,
when they found him, because
like,
New York, they saw him, they're like, this fucking kid.
What did they change their name?
The Sticky Bandits.
Sticky Bandits. Motherfucker stole the beanie off the kid's head.
Hey, he took that whole bucket of change.
Like, he's like, what are you doing?
We're the Sticky Bandits now.
But
Dan Stern, man.
He's fucking hilarious.
Say, bro, I swear to God, for like the longest time, I believed. Did y'all ever hear the rumor that he died? No. Y'all never heard the rumor that Dan Stern committed suicide?
No,
I know it's not true. I know
maybe
he's still alive.
Maybe it was a Mandela effect or some shit.
But, bro, there for the longest time, because he made this movie where he's like a coach or like a bus driver. I don't remember, man.
You ever seen Celtic Pride?
Yeah, with who was that? Billy
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, yeah.
And Damon Wayans.
Oh, yeah, where he plays the basketball player.
Yeah.
What's the movie I'm talking? Oh, he plays a scout.
Oh, Bushwhacked.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
So right after he played that movie, I remember a rumor coming out that he committed suicide, and I thought he was dead for like the longest time. And then I seen him in a movie, like his older version. He gets... it's going to bug the fuck out of me.
There's a movie that he did on Netflix with the guys from Workaholics.
What is it called?
Is it
Game Over?
Game Over,
yeah.
He showed his dick in there,
Yeah, I seen him on Game Over, and I'm like, I thought this
he gets his dick shot off.
He gets his dick shot off, and he's holding it.
I'm like, man, I thought this motherfucker died.
He was in a movie that I grew up, a horror movie that I grew up in. I think it might have been one of his first movies called Chud. Who? It was a cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller is what it meant.
Chud?
Yeah, it was called Chud.
Chud.
And he was, I believe it was his first movie, but I could be wrong. There could be something before that, but that movie was,
it's Chud. I mean,
I tried to watch it again like recently, and that movie's fucking sorry.
Hey, so did you know that Dan Stern and Joe Pesci played in another movie together before this? That's how they already had chemistry. It's called I'm Dancing as Fast as I Can.
Never ever heard of it.
Yeah, I swear that. So that's they.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah, it's like an action comedy. It's comedy-esque. Yeah.
What the fuck? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's called I'm Dancing as Fast as I Can. Swear.
That's weird.
So they already had chemistry together. That's why. They got it in. And
1982.
What I'm talking about? Yeah, man. I'm telling you, these fools, man. The 80s was an era of film and cinema. So that was another thing, bro. We were talking about how great 80s movies were. Like, they didn't have CGI and special effects.
No, it's all practical.
And they had mastered the green screen. So, like, all of those stunts, because that's exactly what the fuck they were. Those were stunts.
Real stunts. So you're telling me somebody really got pelted in the head with the paint can?
Hell yeah, pelted in the head with the paint can.
When they were
hitting
falling,
the head with an iron.
Stepping on the glass.
Shit, yeah.
It is now called. This is an official wording. Whenever a stuntman slips and falls and catches good air, it's called the Home Alone.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
It's an iconic movie. I mean, it's literally, you know what I mean? Bro. There's so much shit that you could take from it. It's great.
This movie's awesome, bro. Like,
so, just to get back on some Kevin McAllister, you still never told me what your favorite trickery was of his.
Oh. See, my favorite trickery of all of Home Alone is in part 2 though. Because so like it's hard for me to say because I have all of them in my head, so I'm gonna have to think about it a little longer. But my favorite trickery is in part 2 when he's standing over the when he's just throwing bricks at
Oh
their
yeah,
ass,
yeah.
Oh, you
That's
hear
what I'm
the
saying, bro. The
sound,
kid's a
dude.
psychopath, dog.
The
Like-
sound.
Kevin McAllister's a murderer.
Come on, bro. Like, he throwing bricks
real.
at their
I would say my favorite one in the first one was whenever no, that was the second one, but my favorite one was the spider scene. The spider scene, that was hilarious.
Oh,
when he
wait.
yeah, he kept hitting fucking Joe Pesci.
You know, if Kevin McAllister was a psychopath, I would like to think that this is how it would work. You know, he ends up becoming psycho, right?
Mhm.
And his family can't deal with him anymore. So what they do is they give him up either for adoption or they send him off to a faraway cousin, right? And then what happens is the good son comes out. And that's Kevin McAllister as a murderer.
Oh,
You ever seen that movie?
no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where he's
where
fucking with
long
Elijah
hair,
Wood?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
his
it
cousin.
just keeps going, dude. And he's just
This fool throws a fucking mannequin over.
That's what it is,
he
bro.
throws a mannequin over the bridge onto the highway and causes that accident.
yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what it is. I'm telling you, Kevin
Yeah.
McAllister's a murderer,
So
bro.
that was the start.
That was
He
the
drowned-
start.
they
Was
said
him?
He drowned. No, he drowned his little brother. That was the
in
start.
Yeah, in the bathtub.
Yeah, but that's fucking crazy, bro. Imagine.
If that was what it
Macaulay
was, they're
Culkin
like,
had
yeah, we can't deal with you anymore. We're sending you to our, you know.
Yeah, and then he did that
Hey.
Party Monsters movie too.
Bro, hold on. Hold on. Think about that for a second. This little nigga had range, bro. Macaulay Culkin was a child star.
Absolutely.
So put it in context, bro. Uncle Buck, Home Alone. Don't forget My Girl, where he dies from
Yeah,
fucking
the bee sting.
from the bees, and then and then The Good Son.
Yeah, dude.
That's like, bro. That's all four major emotions.
You
like,
know
bro,
what?
like how, like, and all this is by the age of fucking 12, 13.
and then
bro.
it even went into even of more of a slapstick when he did Richie Rich. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was even more of a really
Ooh.
satirical, you know, like it was a really
Yeah,
slapsticky
silly.
kind of
Man,
feel.
he killed Richie Rich.
But
I love that.
yeah, I love that
bro.
movie too. I haven't seen it in a long
Bro,
time.
I'm not
Macaulay
gonna lie,
Culkin's an
yeah,
amazing
he's
actor
great.
for
Yeah,
sure.
he's
Even up to
perfect.
Party Monster was great. That's
him
the
and Seth
Jane St.
Green.
James
Yeah.
That's a true
murder
story.
thing. Yeah.
Him and Seth Green.
My brother and Andy Harvey, they went to like a premiere of it or something like that, and got to
Yeah.
meet like the cast and all that. Were there
Oh,
partying and
shit.
shit. I'm sure
Yeah,
they were
that
just.
movie was wild as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, it was like party
Oh,
kid shit,
yeah.
or what is it? Is that what it's?
It's called Party. It's Monster Party. Or
No,
Party
but the
Monster.
scene,
Oh, the scene.
like
Oh, like
club-
the where they were at. I think it is
It's Club
Party
50
Kids.
party kid,
Yeah.
scene, New York.
It's based on that guy.
I
Yeah.
thought they were
Jane
at-
St. James,
but
yeah.
so that wasn't. That wasn't Club 54.
No. This was
No,
like
it wasn't.
I mean, I seen the movie. I just don't remember.
It was.
no, it was
yeah.
more like the '90s, wasn't it? I think it was set in the 90s.
It was in the 90s, but
Club
their
54
clique, they
was
had
the
their
90s.
clique.
I
Yeah.
thought Club 54 was like the 70s and shit, and 80s.
Oh,
It don't matter. It's not. It wasn't that. It was more of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
rave,
yeah.
not rave, but like real club kiddish shit. You know, like
Yeah.
I can't really
Nah, I
explain.
know.
I haven't
They
seen
were-
it
they
in a
were
while.
fucking-
It's a good movie though.
It was rave-esque, but they did the makeup and the drag queen and
Yep.
Yeah,
and
it had
fucking-
Wilmer Valderrama in it.
Yeah.
It had didn't it have Marilyn Manson in it?
I think in one scene where
Yeah,
they're
he's
at the
just a
club,
weird
yeah.
looking like I don't know if he was like a trans man or something like that in it.
He was something, but yeah, that was a
It
weird.
was weird
movie.
though. It was something
Yeah.
weird. That movie was weird, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right, so before we go, man, I'm gonna tell you what my favorite
Shenanigan.
shenanigan Macaulay does to them. It's whenever Harry touches the door and burns the M with his hand.
Oh yeah.
And the reason it is because Harry, Joe Pesci, he hits the
Yeah, and then
And
doesn't
the
he
reason
slip too or some shit?
well, yeah, he does that going up the stairs. But the reason I like that so much because he does that little that's him preventing himself from cursing
Yeah.
because that's the first movie he ever done that he didn't curse.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's cool.
It
I
is-
liked when when Daniel Stern stuck his head in the dog thing. He goes,
Oh.
"Hello." Did you ever see the person that remade that meme and it shows the guy like a guy's head explode?
Oh hell no.
When he does it,
Fuck
it's
that,
so
dude. I'd be
funny. It's
pissed.
so messed up, but dude, I'm talking about somebody edited the perfect like head explosion.
Yeah.
And it's just the same scene, but it's just hello, and then he shoots him, and you just see Daniel Stern's head just.
Oh, that's great, dude. I thought you meant like a real person.
No,
I
it was like somebody
fuck.
remade it and put it, on a
Bro,
meme
that's
or
great.
TikTok or what I don't know, a GIF or whatever you want to call.
Yeah. Apparently, I think that scene was CGI.
Yeah.
The
part?
BB.
No, it
BB
was,
scene,
yeah, for sure.
It was animation.
You got any other kooky?
No.
You got any other kooky,
Kooky,
thing we don't know?
facts?
Yeah.
I do. That monologue that John Candy does.
Oh yeah,
it's all improv.
Improv.
Oh,
the
okay,
the only time John Hughes allows someone to go off his script.
Isn't that crazy? Because he trusts him. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what's even more crazy about that? John Candy only got paid $414 for that, and they kept his ass for 23 hours.
That is
He
wild.
was doing a favor. Yeah, they used the shit out that favor.
Yeah,
didn't
doing
they? Imagine the pizza boy in that movie made more than John Candy.
Really?
The pizza boy made 500. John Candy made 414.
You know what I really like too is the fact that they kept hitting that statue. I've seen that statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that statue in so many houses, dude. Like just driving in Texas and California, and I don't think
Really?
people know that that's the same
You're
one.
crazy. I bet the people bought.
You thought, yeah, I guess you're right. There's probably a Home Alone on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
If I
and shit.
saw that shit,
I would buy it
Yeah,
like
look.
that, bro. And I don't even have a driveway or a fucking front
Fuck it.
porch.
You can put this at your fucking door.
Oh yeah, it'd be holding like a jacket or something.
Or your
yeah.
fucking umbrella.
Put it next to your
find
bed.
the use
Put my
for
dog leash on that
man.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I also, so what I liked about this movie is where was I going with this? I just had it in my head and I just lost it. Here, I'll just tell you mine. Was the stepping of the nail in this one, or was that number 2?
Yeah, where you put on the steps.
Yeah.
Actually, it's in
That
both.
was-
He does it in both. He turns it up a notch in part 2, but the nails are bigger in part 2. But yeah, he definitely does it in both, bro.
Yeah,
he definitely
that-
does it in both.
And they show it, the camera angle, like they show it going in.
Yeah,
It's
that
was
fucking
definitely-
wild.
It was so bad.
Bro.
Hey, bro, Dan Stern and Joe Pesci, they showed the fuck out, man. Shout out to their stunt doubles, man. Shout out to their stunt man.
Shout out.
Yeah.
So, before we head out, man, what was I gonna ask you? I hate when I do
Yeah,
Come
man.
on,
I
man, you
blanked.
got
I
this.
blanked out too just a second ago. But
Okay.
it's all good.
In real life, what's happening if a woman leaves her kid home alone at the age of 9 and flies to fucking Paris?
Well, if it was me personally, if it
Yeah.
actually happened to me, I wouldn't have called the police or nothing. I would have done it. I wouldn't have like jumped. I mean, I would have
No.
jumped around and ate all the bullshit.
Yeah,
and watched
yeah.
filthy movies. I
Yeah.
would have done all that. But nobody would have robbed my house. But if somebody did,
Yeah.
I would call 911.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple as that. He could have called 911 at any time.
Nah, he was
Yeah.
scared. Well,
He wasn't
chilling.
scared.
He's an
Yeah.
8-year-old, dude.
Yeah.
8-year-olds are smart
Nah,
as
he was
fuck,
big
bro. They're
kicking
not
it.
dumb.
Oh,
He was
no.
big kicking it. He was
Yeah.
I
definitely
mean,
big
like
kicking it.
8-year-olds are.
He had his moments.
You have enough, not
Oh, yeah,
Bro, he's an
knowledge.
80s
in your
kid.
brain as an
I'ma be
8-year-old
real
to call
with
the
you.
police.
Everything he did, we did on an everyday basis.
Yeah, yeah.
The only difference is our parents weren't in Paris. They were just at work.
The only difference is too is I
Like-
get caught. I got caught for everything I ever did.
No, that's the only difference. Your parents were at work and not in Paris.
Oh yeah, for sure. My parents
Yeah.
were 7 to 7.
My parents
Parents,
got up.
yeah.
And
Oh,
went,
yeah.
yeah, mine too. My parents got up for work before I got up for school, and I got home from school before they got home from work. You know what I'm
We
saying?
were all
So-
latchkey
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, so same shit.
And we didn't have to be home. I didn't have to be home until the lights came on at night in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
street. So like we would be out.
And it was technically Christmas vacation, so I fuck around wouldn't have been home till like 10 o'clock.
Nah,
at
I
night.
get my fucking
When
ass
y'all are
whooped.
kids?
You didn't have a later curfew?
I did
Christmas
only on
vacation?
like Friday and Saturdays. I
Well-
had to be in at 9 p.m. every day.
But what
And then
age?
at 10 p.m. I had to go
My
to
parents
sleep or at
let
least
me-
be in my
I had a
room.
crazy curfew. My parents' thing was don't ever be the last kid out. When motherfuckers start going home, you bring your ass home.
Okay.
That was how my parents
But
did.
what age are we talking? Like what age?
I mean,
'Cause-
up until I was about 17, 18, I had to be in the house by 9 p.m. and
Okay.
in my room by 10.
That's
But
wild.
weekends I could stay out till midnight if I was coming home.
Yeah.
And then if I stayed at friends, like my best friend was Michael Lee, and his mom, it was like worked nights. So like I would go and stay the night at Michael's, but it would be just us just getting
hanging
smoking
out.
a bunch of weed is what it was.
Oh.
And not really drinking. I don't really drink, but you know, just having a good time. We'd eat and watch movies, play video games, have girls over, just smoking Black and Milds all night.
Hey, back when a nigga get high off Black and Mild nicotine, like the head
Yeah.
that shit's weird. But for me, what he was, he 8, 9?
He was like
What is
8.
that, second, third grade? Second, third
Yeah,
grade?
that-
I lived in England, so for me, my curfew was like 9:30, 9.
That's wild, bro. At 8?
Yeah, that's crazy.
At 8? At 8,
Well,
if
you were on
at
base.
8, I wouldn't even be nowhere without my parents, really, unless it was like the front or backyard
Well,
or
you
over
would-
at a homie's
yeah.
house.
I had
But
to
like,
be home about 8 o'clock.
you were like, yeah, but you weren't like running the streets at 8.
You were on the
I
base,
lived
right?
in England, bro. We lived on an Air Force base.
Oh, so yeah, I guess you could. It's
I
the
was running
safest
them
place.
streets.
Yeah.
It's the safest place you could be.
I was running the shit out of them streets.
No, for sure.
Hey, like this is how vivid that memory is, bro. So I swear to God, bro. Yeah. So I'm like second, third grade. I lived in England. We lived in Lakenheath Air Force Base. I'm dead ass at the youth center for sure. It's Christmas time, so that means ain't no school. It's Christmas break, right?
Yeah.
I definitely ain't got to be home till 8:30. I'm at the youth center anyway, and I remember this shit so vividly, bro. So the youth center, basketball courts, the houses, and there's like a gate. It's like a gate like this, bro, that you got to walk through. It's a sidewalk and it's a gate, and on this side of the gate is all the houses. But it's a basketball court. Between that and a little bit of field, it's like 20 yards of grass. And this little, long story short, it's dark as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And I'm in second and third grade, you know what I'm saying? Scared as fuck to walk through this gate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's dark all the way in
and
that,
it's like somebody's on the other side of this gate waiting to grab my ass, bro. Like, I swear to God.
Marv and Harry. Just
So
waiting
for like the longest time, bro, until I like grew balls in the third grade, right before we moved from England, I used to bulk, nigga, run as fast as I could through the entrance of this gate until I got to the street on this side, back into the light, bro. Like, I swear to God,
So
bro.
in real life, what would you have done?
If Marv...
Your mom left, they went overseas, and you're stuck home. They forgot you.
Is someone trying to break into my house?
Yeah.
Or
No, just, I mean, because we already did everything that he was doing besides that, so yeah.
Man, I don't know, bro. Like, if is my house the same as his? Do I got all the same
Yeah, you got the
thing?
same, well, yeah, but you can't set up the same traps.
See, I wouldn't set up multiple traps. I probably just...
I just find my dad's gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have kept it.
Talk about a psychopath. God
Yeah.
damn.
And then as soon as he pops his head in, hello!
Like, honestly, I would have kept it way simpler. So
It's
yeah.
Texas, bro. You know, we get guns. I never had guns at early age, but I'm sure, you know.
Man, there was
I mean,
always a
yeah,
weapon
but if
available.
you have to
People
use
do,
it, you
but,
know,
you know.
you know how to use
Yeah,
it
yeah.
instinctively.
Instinctively, I can pull the trigger, but I don't know how if it's a fat kick on an 8-year-old
Bro,
holding a gun.
suck, yeah.
Boom.
He's still gonna catch it though.
Yeah,
He's gonna catch it with his mouth.
yeah.
Nah, man.
And then the cops are gonna come. They're like, "Where are your parents?" Oh, they're in France.
They be like they're in say they're in Paris. They be like Paris, Texas.
Yeah.
yeah. They'll be back in like 3 hours. They'll
But
be
that's
back.
4 hours away. Okay.
So what would you do?
Me personally, I'd freak the fuck out. Probably hide in the closet.
Scary ass nigga.
Hey.
I mean,
it
in all
happens.
reality, I was at 8 years old. I wouldn't have hid in the closet because, like I said last episode, my stepdad used to lock me in the closet and tell me Chucky was in there.
man.
Yeah.
I remember being.
But
8.
I'd probably hide for sure.
It's like a little safe space.
You know, I'd
know
probably
what I mean?
call the cops though, man.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
of course. No,
you know.
realistically, yeah, I'd call the cops.
And we had an upstairs line and a downstairs line, so
Yeah.
even if they like cut the line downstairs or rip the phone out of the wall, it's
They
a
for
different
sure-
separate line
They
upstairs.
for sure tasting Bud's BB gun. Like I remember being 8. Like I'm sitting here thinking about what I remember being an 8-year-old kid right here, right now. I'm thinking about it. And if I did have an older brother, Buzz, and they at least catching this BB gun. Like,
No, for
let's
sure.
just say I didn't find my dad's actual gun. You
Yeah,
know,
we had
Yeah.
pellets and BB guns for
man,
sure.
they catching that for sure. I'm gonna shoot the shit out of them. They gonna get.
Pump that hoe 25 times.
So you got to put it between your legs like.
Yeah, for
Bro,
sure.
Bro,
fucking
just throw a
holding it.
fucking spider at him.
I had a tarantula once.
Really?
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have kept it way more.
It was scary though. I'm not gonna tell you what happened to it.
Fair enough.
My older brother, and his friends, killed
You're
it.
gonna say it. Okay, yeah.
but I'm not gonna tell you
Okay,
how.
fair enough. Leave them in.
It's definitely a arachnophobia movie-esque type death that
Are you talking about your pet? Are you talking about
the tarantula?
how it died?
Yeah.
They put it in a blender, didn't they?
No, that'd be fucked up.
It's fucked
Either
up.
way, it was fucked up. Either way, we're not talking about that. Just playing. But yeah, so you know, like we said we were gonna end 2 times ago, but it doesn't matter. We can do whatever the fuck we want. But I guess we should end it on a good note. Everybody knows that you would BB the fuck out of them. You would hide under the bed, and I'd call the police. Sounds like a good thing to do.
We got 3 different walks of life.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I like this episode. It was fun.
Yeah, man, it was good.
Yes, and so next episode it could be anything. I guess you're just gonna have to listen and find out. But thank you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for,
Let's have sex
Thank you
with
for
some
your
girls.
time, man. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us.
Yeah.
Man Turner.
I'm Young Zeke.
I'm AT.
And this is the Screen Legends Podcast.
Big booty house. Peace.
Stinky.